Hey guys, welcome to an interesting video on Wild Rift. So today we're back with a Kalista supplementary guide, and as promised from yesterday, we will be doing one on crit Kalista. So, without further ado, let's jump straight into the build. Of course, the basic guide still yet to be done by me. As I say, I want to play a little bit more Kalista. She is a pretty complicated champion with a lot of small optimizations here and there. So I want to get a little bit more experience under my belt before I do the basic guide. But here we have a supplementary guide on on Kalista with crit build. So first up, we're going to start off with the Berserker's Greaves. Now, Kalista, even though you are now going for a more damagey build and less on hit, attack speed is still really important for her to not only just get more Ren stacks into people, but also to, of course, just dash. Let me lower the volume a little bit here, to dash more quickly, because the faster you attack, the more dashes you can get out, and it's really important for her survivability and her mobility. So Berserker's Greaves is really important. Next up, our first item we're going to start off with is going to be Bloodthirster. Now, as we all know, generally the best crit ADC item to start on. AD, lots of AD, crit rate, physical vamp, and additional stats when you're high on health, all of the good stuff. And then, even though we're building AD, we still want to build Runaan's Hurricane, because don't forget that Runaan's allows you to put spears into 3 people, and this is going to, of course, basically triple your E damage, because you're going to pull it out of 3 people instead of just 1. You can actually skip this if you want, because there is an argument that just going for more single target damage is just better, because you just focus someone down, kill them, and move on to the next target. So you could remove this and go for this defensive item at the back, but I like going for Runaan's Hurricane personally for, the ability to attack 3 people at the same time. You also get the additional benefits of attack speed and on hit, of course. And next up, we're going to go for Shield Bow. Now, Shield Bow just all around pretty balanced stats, but most importantly, you get that Lifeline Shield when you are low, which for Kalista is going to be very often. You'll see the Lifeline Shield come in handy a lot. And of course, we're going to get the new Ruined Infinity Edge for the increased crit damage, as well as the additional good stats. And finally, of course, the Maul Reminder for the additional armor penetration, as well as the Grievous Wounds. For the runes, pretty standard. Of course, Lethal Tempo for attack speed. We have Brutal because we're auto-attacking a lot. Giant Slayer generally is going to be the best here because there's almost always going to be a tanky target. And of course we go for Legend Alacrity for more attack speed in this case, because we don't actually have that much attack speed. And then again, you can go for Bone Plating, or you can go for Hex Flash, or you can go for Sudden Impact. And finally, for the spells, we go for Exhaust and Flash. Barrier is also an option, but with all that said, let's move on to the gameplay itself. Okay, so now jumping into the gameplay, first things first, we're going to be binding to our support, which in this case is going to be Morgana. Now, Morgana, not exactly the best support for Kalista, but not too bad, because if you really think about it, you can toss Morgana in and she can actually just ult and land free Qs as well, which should lead to, a bunch of kills. So that should, work out in a way if the Morgana can coordinate with us, but in this match, spoiler alert, that never actually really happens. We don't really coordinate very well on the ulti, which is going to be the case a lot of the time when you play Kalista and solo queue. You can't really expect your support to coordinate with you very well, because both you and the support have to be on the same page as to what you're trying to do. So, comparing the crit build to the on-hit build, what's the difference? Well, the main difference is with the crit build, you deal more damage per auto attack, but you attack slower. Whereas with the on-hit build, you deal less damage per auto attack, but you attack a lot faster. Now, the reason why I like the on-hit build better is because you attack a lot faster, which allows you to dash a lot faster, which allows you to just kite someone out insanely. Like we've seen that like so many times in yesterday's video, where we have dashed and dashed and dashed, and we lived on 1 HP for so long, and people are just chasing us like the Nautilus and whatnot. And we just can't die because we're just dashing away, and dodging the hook, right? But with the crit build, that is still possible, but it's going to be a lot harder, because most of your attack speed actually is going to come from your rune Lethal Tempo. So it's really only going to happen at the later end of the fight. At the start of the fight, you're gonna have a lot less attack speed, because your items don't really have attack speed. You do get a little bit from Shield Bow, and of course you do have your Runaan's Hurricane as well. But in general, not a lot of attack speed, at least compared to the previous build. I mean, we even have the attack speed boots in there to try to even up our attack speed just a little bit more, but still, of course you can't compare to the attack speed build at all, which basically is every item giving you attack speed. So here in the early lane, we're playing against Karma MF, and it's another MF, again same as the last gameplay video, not the same MF player, but it's another MF lane. So really hard to kind of play Kalista very aggressively into MF lane. Here I get baited by my support who flashes in for the root, so I flash in to follow, and I end up, he ends up baiting me, and I end up baiting him, so we just end up baiting each other, and we both just die. So I thought we were gonna commit to the kill, but unfortunately that does not happen, and you know we end up not being on the same page already from the get-go. I mean, I haven't even gotten my ultimate yet, but you can already see that we kind of don't have any kind of synergy whatsoever, because I thought he wanted to go in, so I followed, and then he pinged me off, and then he followed me anyway, and then he died, so we just both died, basically. So here, nice root by him though. Here I'm going in for the all-in. I exhaust the MF. Nice black shield by the Morgana to protect me from the root, and I'm able to finish off the MF. Couple of extra spears into the back of Karma as well, just for the funsies. And yeah, we have the wave in a nice spot here. And Karma is alone, can't really do very much. She gets hit by a root though. And this allows me to just stack the spears onto her, and she is just dead. So really nice play by Morgana. So we did both die earlier on, but now we've just gotten 2 kills back. So overall the lane has sort of been equalized. You can see that in terms of goal, me and MF are now really similar, and Morgana has a decent lead over the Karma. So overall we're in a good spot in lane overall. So normally I would go for the attack speed components for the Bloodthirster, but in this case, since we could complete the Vamp Scepter, we're going to do just that. Now here I try to chase MF off of the wave. We do take a little bit of poke though. Nice black shield again from the Morgana to block the Karma Q damage, and a nice root as well, just for a little bit of poking purposes onto the Karma. And we are, you know, level 6 already. Karma's level 4, reaching level 5 soon. But we definitely have a gold and XP lead against both of the opponents. I mean, technically not really a goldie, because 500 gold difference between me and Misfortune, but also 500 gold difference between Morgana and Karma. So overall, it's the same goal, but we do have a lot more experience than Karma, because Karma had no idea what she was doing the whole time. Like somehow she doesn't have XP. But anyways, here Morgana tries to go for a pick again, doesn't quite work out. Spell shields herself to block the root from the Karma. Really basic Morgana gameplay here. Nothing too surprising. Shyvana is here for a gank, but the enemy team is not really going to just engage onto us for no reason. Mork tries to fight and engage, but doesn't really work out, and Shyvana just has to kind of back off. However, our aggressive gameplay did manage to get us the lane priority and the push, so this allows us to actually rotate. Now Fizz actually ults me here. I thought I was gonna die, but I actually flash over. I actually survive on 1 HP. I exhaust, and the heal comes in, root comes in, and Fizz actually dies, which I cannot believe that I did not die there. A couple of factors came into play there. The Morgana black shield blocking some of the magic damage after the fact that Fizz already hit the ulti, but also of course we have the Morgana heal, and just Kalista's general mobility of just kiting away. Just everything kind of fell into place, and I just somehow survived, and Lux picks up the kill with the laser. Here I'm trying to get Yone, the Morgana. I'm not sure what part of Morgana managed to get the Yone. Maybe it's like the area or something, but Morgana was dead, so I don't know how Yone died to Morgana, but we do get the assist on that. Obviously the dragon is the point of contention here. I managed to interrupt the Karma recall and nearly actually kill her. One more auto attack would have been enough, but unfortunately can't really get in range to do that. Now here I'm interrupting the MF recall as well when she's basically max channeled it, so I'm wasting a lot of her tempo. She can't really contest the dragon because she hasn't based yet. And here again, nearly maximum, I actually managed to stop MF from recalling and you know, pull the spears as well. So she's now 1 HP, no health, no mana under tower. We get the dragon. Yone is hopping in for some reason, dies, and yeah, MF is completely out of the fight. So really well played by us there to basically just stop MF from backing, and MF you know, doesn't respect our range and just backs at a location that we can stop her with our Q. And yeah, so we do end up getting the dragon for pretty much free. However, Fizz does get the Herald for free though, which in my opinion is better. But, you know, my team decided to go for dragon, so we follow the call. Now we complete our Bloodthirster, of course our first major power spec in the game, with the first item in hand. So now, with that first item, we're going to have a lot more power. I headed back to lane where Morgana's getting run down by the enemy bot lane, grabs the fruit, takes a bunch of poke. But here you can see I'm now just trying to run them down. I am able to avoid the Karma ulti using my dashes, and I end up killing the Karma, and the Lux comes in to finish off the kill onto the MF. Grabbing the enemy fruit here just to deny them, and also just grabbing some tower plates now from the tower. Time to reset though, because after 2 tower plates the enemy team can respawn and get back to lane, so we are going to quickly reset and pick up some item components, and then we can head back out. Of course, every time heading out, remembering to pop the plant to just check if there's any wards in our jungle. Now here I'm just trying to see if I can get to lane faster by attacking the Gromp and dashing. I think it's about the same, to be honest, but yeah, just testing it out. So here Morgana coming in onto the MF. I'm ready to kind of follow up by moving towards the location, but nothing ends up happening. Actually, something doesn't end up happening, which is MF overcommitting onto a 1 HP Morgana when I'm there, and she just eats a bunch of spears, gets them pulled out of her, and just ends up going down. Karma is of course in the mid lane, which basically leaves the top tower unprotected, which basically means I'm going to be able to get the top tower for free. Morgana actually resets, we get the entire tower for free, but since we now no longer have vision on people like the Fizz or the Yone, at least just now, we do want to reset just to be safe, because we don't want to just end up dying on side lane for free. Second component of the Runans has now been picked up. Fight is happening in the mid lane, we're making our way there. But it's pretty much over. They are chasing for Yone though, but Yone, very slippery character. We don't need 5 people to chase him, so I'm just gonna go mid to collect the wave. Lux has the same idea, so we're gonna end up sharing the wave. However, the Urgot now joins the fight, so it's actually kind of a big fight now. Fizz as well, so it kind of becomes a full-on skirmish here. I'm just focusing Urgot, but I'm not really doing damage to him, especially because we don't have the on-hit build this time. So here, unfortunately, I was going for Yone, but I actually get feared because Urgot hit his ulti, and I end up dying to Yone pretty much because of the fear. So that's a little bit unfortunate. If we didn't get feared there, I do believe we kill Yone. Yeah, so really unfortunate. Urgot survives as well, and MF actually picks up 2 towers during this time. So this is kind of a horrible macro play by me and my team. Which pretty much puts the enemy team in the driver's seat. You can see MF goal is like 1k ahead of me. Same goes for Yone, and MF, you can see even though she has less kills than me, she has more gold than me, and that's because she has been getting a lot of waves and tower gold as well. Which is what I always advocate in my videos. Like, gold doesn't just come from kills, it can come from just farming minions or farming jungle monsters, or like just taking towers for free, which is exactly what the MF is doing very well. So here we do have our 2 item power spec with the Runan's Hurricane, which is really huge for team fights, because this of course allows me to stack spears onto 3 people at the same time. Speaking of team fights, something is amiss here, so I'm just making my way there, but nothing too much is really going to happen anymore. I say that, but Urgot jumps into all 4 of us, and I'm just focusing him with the spears, pulling out the spears. Lux picks up the kill. MF and Karma are kind of hovering around the area. Karma with a very dangerous positioning. Fizz comes in. I'm going to flash to follow the Karma, also to avoid the Fizz damage at the same time. Q over to jump back over the wall. And yeah, we don't quite want to really mess around here because Shyvana is not with us, and the Yone and Urgot are reviving soon and can join the fight from the base since it's so close to them in their jungle, so we don't really want to risk that. So Nyx Dragon has already spawned for some time now, but of course no one is really doing it. Shyvana does look like she is trying to contest though, but I don't think it's a good idea to contest because we have 2 people who are on the reset. I'm like on the opposite side of the map because I see 2 people on the reset, so I know we can't really contest. And Shyvana just goes in and dies anyway. And I'm just trying to ping my team back because this is really not a fight we can take at all. So here I'm just kind of trying to escort my team out. It doesn't quite happen, and yeah, so no real escorting here anymore. I'm just going to just walk away. Yone queues over the wall, finds me, but yeah, can't really do anything to me. So not really the best sequence of events that happened here. Dragon was not contestable, but Shyvana insisted on going in 1v5, and then my team decides to go there even though Shyvana's already dead, and they die as well. Like, the match is kind of falling apart a little bit. Here I get pretty good damage onto Yone. And right now chasing, Karma gets knocked up. I get the kill onto Karma, and Yone is now on the run. Really hard to chase Yone once again. It's always difficult to chase Yone. I try to cut off his escape if he wants to come this way, but he doesn't. He goes the other way instead. I'm being very cautious because I know Yone can easily kill me before I can kill him, so I'm kind of just waiting. Here you can see he's going for me. I'm just hiding back. I'm focusing Urgot. I'm trying to make my way past Urgot to Yone, but Shyvana already kills him, so I'm going to focus Urgot and kill the Urgot instead. Now Fizz is here, but he's going to go into 5 people, which is kind of... yeah, I don't know what Fizz is doing. He goes into 5 people, ends up dying to me, but I did not spot the fish on the Morgana. I actually ended up getting knocked out by the fish, and I nearly die to the fish, but thankfully I survived on 1 HP. And yeah, so you notice that this is kind of one of those awkward matches where you don't use your ult at all, because Morgana is not really someone you want to throw in to engage. Arguably it is, but I don't think Morgana really wants to be thrown in to engage, so I haven't really used my ult this match yet. Some matches it's kind of do be like that. Like I realize some Kalista matches I don't really use ult at all. But of course that's a major part of her kit that you're missing, which is kind of why you want to play with engaged support. So here you can see the Kalista damage. Morgana gets a nice catch, and I just auto attack her, like I Q auto like and pull, and like that's pretty much all the damage we need to get a free pick onto the Karma, who is 0 and 5, so she is kind of feeding quite a little bit. But yeah, so this match is kind of really interesting. Me and Lux are both doing very well. I finally ult to pull the Morgana to safety. And meanwhile on the other team, Fizz, Yone, and MF are all doing very well as well. So they do have 1 extra carry compared to us, who is doing well. We have a feeding Sion and a feeding Shyvana pretty much. So yeah, it looks a little bit harder for us than the enemy team, even though the goal and such are all kind of relatively equal, but seems quite tough. So I'm just trying to go around maintaining my farm. I have my shield bow completion already. So 3 items, all of them happen to be red, pretty funny, but yeah, 1 for safety, 1 for damage, and you know, 1 just to spread and get attack speed. And also the Vamp on Bloodthirster, also really good as well. So here it kind of looks like a fight's kind of about to break out. You can see multiple enemies over here. I'm just trying to stay, you know, behind. Yone goes in onto Morgana. I'm free firing onto the Yone. I pull out the spears and Morgana gets the kill. Now I'm kiting away from Urgot. I'm trying to join the rest of the fight where the squishier targets are, but I can't really reach there, and I don't want to flash into all the enemies' damage dealers, so I'm just kind of waiting. I'm just farming wave. Lux is hovering me. I'm at the furthest distance from the bush as possible, and just seeing if anything's going to happen. Karma is here, Fizz is here. Nice flash by Lux to escape. Fizz is now stuck under the tower, but he survives on 1 HP. I flash forward to get him, and then I'm going to go for the MF next, and I surprisingly don't die to Karma. I live on 1 HP again, courtesy of the shield bow. Shield coming in very, very clutch there in that exchange to kind of block majority of the damage for me. And now I'm able to actually reset and pick up my longsword, or rather my BF sword. So now another fight breaks out between Urgot, Karma, and my team. The enemy team isn't quite here yet, so we do have a while to just free fire onto Urgot for a little bit, but Yone and Fizz are making their way here, so we don't want to overcommit. You can see Yone comes in on the back line. I'm just trying to kite away from him, but you can see that if he focuses me only, he can just one-shot me, which is kind of the issue. He finally realizes that I'm, you know, the one that's carrying, and he needs to kill me, so he just focuses me alone, and I just end up dying to him. And after I'm gone, my team lacks quite a bit of damage without Lux in the fight as well. And he just cleans them up 1 by 1. Nothing too much they can do. So I kind of need my team to protect me, you know, in this scenario. But my team's not really doing a very good job of that at all. I mean, someone in the chat while I was playing the game did point out that, you know, Yone is going for our ADC. We need to stop him, but no one actually really does anything. Although to be fair, unless Sion decides to stand with me or Shyvana does, which in solo queue that's very unlikely. You know, I'm just on my own, so I'm just going to try to fend for myself. So here now I've respawned, enemy team gets the dragon, not too important because we already have 1 dragon, no dragon soul involved here. So here I'm now just going to go and farm the jungle since, you know, there is not really other easy places to farm. So I'm just going to take the whole red side jungle, and continue to build towards IE, which is of course going to be our next major power spike. trying to ping my team back because I can see the enemy team looking to make a play on the top lane simply because my team is just there, really overextended. So I don't like this fight at all. Like, this is no good. I'm trying to join up so that, you know, if anything happens, I'm just there to be able to do some damage if a whole full-on fight breaks out. But I really don't want to fight here. This is not a good fight. Sion just dies for free, and yeah, it only gets worse for my team, I guess. So Sion's gone. Don't have that front line anymore. Not that we really had in the first place. But yeah, so now enemy team with the Baron buff is trying to siege our towers, as they should. And I'm just trying to clear wave and not die. You can see even the 0-6 Karma Q does like half the health of Morgana, which kind of really shows how strong Karma is. Of course, maintaining my distance, this tower is gone, so can't really protect that one. Nice catch goes in from the Lux, and here I'm getting focused. Both shield comes in, I flash out, and I'm barely able to actually escape. Now fight breaks out in the bot lane, so before I even manage to heal fully, I'm kind of back in the fight, trying to see if I can help my team. Root goes in onto Urgot, not a very useful target, and again, if Yone is not focusing me, I can get spears on him and I can try to focus him, which is exactly what I'm doing here. He takes quite a bit of damage, but Fizz instead now just comes in and cleans me up with the help of the Infinity Orb damage as well, and I end up going down, which is, again, not very good. However, I do manage to complete my IE, so the next time I revive, I'm going to have a lot more damage with the extra, you know, AD and the extra crit damage, so this is going to hurt a lot for the enemy team when I get back up, if my team is able to actually stop the game from ending. Looks like they will do that just fine. Elder Dragon is up though, so I do expect the enemy team to all be at the Elder Dragon. Yone might be dead, but Jungler Fizz as well as ADC Misfortune is still alive, so it's probably expected that they're doing it. So let's see how my team handles the situation. I'm still dead for like 10 seconds. So I'm going to have to see what's going on. Sion goes in with the ulti. Fizz goes in with the ulti onto the Shyvana. Nearly one-shots her. Shyvana pretty much gets one shot. Smites the dragon. However, it's not quite over yet, because Fizz is really low to the dragon. So is Urgot, really low as well. And Sion trying to do something about it, but Fizz secures it with the smite, dies to the Elder, and now I'm in to try to finish the rest of them. We do end up getting MF. Yone just revived and he didn't get Elder, so the only person with Elder on their team is the Fizz, which is not really the worst scenario in the world. He was kind of caught in the pit there, but I thought that we needed to chase down MF. Maybe I should have gone for the Fizz instead. Probably would have been a little bit better, because Fizz can kill me easier than MF can, so maybe I should just gone for the Fizz. But I'm not gonna lie, I didn't actually spot him spot her, I guess you could say, in the pit. Not spot him in the pit. Until like I watched the replays. In the match itself, I never really noticed him there at all. So I know that Yone is doing a red buff. I know that he's close, so I'm not really going too overextended. I pick up my stasis here. I was considering stasising, but I don't really think I need to. I didn't think I was under threat, but Yone did come quite close to actually just killing me if he manages to jump on top of me. Here Yone is really overextended, doesn't have E, so I'm trying to run him down and focus him. I pop the exhaust onto him. He tries to dash away. I'm just dashing him down. I flash forward, finish the kill on him, and now Fizz is on top of me. I do as much damage as I can before I die, but I know I'm dead to Fizz. Like, Fizz just one-shots me as a typical assassin would in ADC. Fizz now going for Sion with the Elder and just with his general damage. He's doing a ton. Gets caught by the Lux laser though and does end up dying. Karma has to flash out of the way here, and the fight's actually kind of competitive. Because Fizz and Yone, the two biggest carries, are now down. The only carry left up is now MF. And Baron is up. For some reason, someone on my team is pinging to attack Baron. But I'm dead, so I won't be able to help with that. And I guess it's possible, but it's not really good because all our side waves are getting pushed in. It's kind of more important to do what Sion's doing here, which is to push out our side waves first. And yeah, so now Baron is getting started by my Shyvana and my Lux. I've just revived, and you can see a fight is breaking out in the Baron pit between the enemy bot lane as well as my mid jungle. So they pretty much get chased off of the Baron with that, and yeah, I'm pinging them off as well. So now I'm going for the mid wave, and I think that they might actually be doing the Barons. I was gonna check. I was actually gonna check there, but in the meanwhile, Sion has actually altered into the enemy base, and he's on in a 1v1 versus the Fizz. So you can see that they look like they're doing Baron. Definitely they are. So we can see, you know, what we can do about it. Yone with the knock up onto me. I'm gonna have to pop the stasis to prevent him from one-shotting me, while my team has yet to come help. Baron is really low. They don't have a jungle because their jungle is stuck in the base. They're now just walking here. Shyvana actually gets the steal before Fizz can arrive to the party. I managed to kill the Yone just by focusing him. And now it's kind of a really awkward situation where we have 4 Barons and we're trying to kind of get out, but enemy team is also kind of chasing us. But they're also kind of low. They're also like a lot of 1 HP health bars. Urgot obviously not 1 HP, but Fizz and MF were both 1 HP there, so they couldn't follow up on what Urgot's trying to do. So it just becomes very awkward. But anyways, here I'm just gonna go clear out the minions, and maybe we can reset if we need to. Otherwise, we can just go for, you know, the rest of the farm and just continue pushing, etc. Picking up the red buff. Got this new stealth plans, which I haven't really seen being useful yet. So with the Baron buff, we're just pushing in mid. Huge damage, I think, from Urgot Q. I'm not sure what did so much damage, but apparently it might be Urgot Q. So we destroyed the tower, and we're now, you know, trying to focus enemies, but now we're gonna back off. Huge wave is stacking up in the bot lane though, so really dangerous in terms of that. Now we're just full on retreat, or we were, until Sion just ults in like a mad lad, and we're gonna see if we can help him out here. Knock up onto Yone. Yone gets bursted down by the Lux and me, and he goes down. I'm flashing out, kiting out, killing the Urgot. And now we're just chasing with our team. Fizz is trying to go for a back door or something like that, but Lux has it covered, and Shyvana does as well. He now tries to go in for some assassinations onto my team, but Lux and Shyvana together are able to actually kill him and prevent him from ending the game. Speaking of preventing from ending the game, MF kills me and prevents me from ending the game, but Sion is still alive. And Sion can probably just end the game here if he stops trolling and just tanking Nexus tower shots for nothing. There we go. So he's focusing the Nexus. Even if he dies, he still has zombie form. So there we have it. There is Crit Kalista. Still think on hit is better, but thank you guys so much for watching the video. I'll leave you guys with the stats as usual, and goodbye.